Welcome to Caribbean Content Creators, the show where we talk to creative people about the business of creativity and content creation. Today we're talking to a Caribbean-based content creator and YouTuber named Bar Miztah. Bar Miztah specializes in first-time reaction videos.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. And before we get started into the good stuff in terms of creating reaction videos, I've seen them on your channel, which I would link in the show notes to your different social media profile. Really impressed with the style of the editing and curious about how you go about recording these videos with the hope that it could benefit some other content creator. What brought you to YouTube in June 2020?
That's an interesting story. Actually, my missus. What happened? I used to watch reaction videos. I actually came across them by accident, looking for songs, and came across reactors. It's like, what's this? What's going on here? And they would break down some of the bars and explain some of the songs. But what would happen is I would tell her, oh, they missed this, they missed that. And she just casually mentioned, you always say that, maybe you should just do it yourself. So I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I did a lot of research. I tried a lot of applications because it's not as straightforward as it seems, the reaction videos, as far as what you're filming. And just trial and error. I tried a lot of stuff and I just went for it. And it seemed to work out.
And looking at the reaction videos you were interested in, excuse me, what were some of the things you thought they were missing out that you wanted to fill in that space?
Double entendres in particular. For example, like hip hop, say rap records, rap songs, whatever. A lot of these verses tend to have double meanings, sometimes triple, 3 meanings and that. And it will go over their head sometimes. It would actually miss like what they're saying. They wouldn't really understand it from the context and that. Because I'm really based in hip hop as well, as far as music, I was very familiar with it. So I thought, okay, let me just do this. And I really love it, and I think that's an important thing as well. It just comes out. You know?
So you come from a musical background, and which one of the Caribbean islands you based in? I should have gone a little kind of further back into your backstory here.
No problem. Right now, I'm based in Grenada. Right now, but yes.
So you're a Grenada-born content creator?
No, Trinidad born.
Don't make joke you're representing Trinidad.
Red, white, and black, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
I've been here for a few years, yeah.
So here's what I'm really excited about this conversation, because the idea behind Caribbean-based Caribbean content creators is I thought I would start in Trinidad talking to content creators and then slowly make my way up the Caribbean.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. What is the content creation scene like in Grenada? And with YouTubers, you're interacting?
There is one guy I need to meet up with, because as far as I know, he's actually doing quite well with his channel. What he does, it's not reactions per se, but he just makes like random videos. But as far as the content creation, I know a few people here. I try to encourage them from time to time, but I think the general culture here most times is very laid back. If you're Trinidad based and you come here, it may be a culture shock to you how laid back it is. So it's not that press situation. So I'm trying to get them into it, but there are a few content creators here doing different things though. But yeah, as far as reactions, I'm the only person I know that I know.
Yeah, and you're the only person I know in the Caribbean as well, Trinidad, that's dedicated their time. I've browsed through your channel and I see that you've made a firm commitment to focus on reaction videos. And I kind of wondered when I was scanning through your channel, you know how, sometimes it's easy for us as content creators to get a little bit sidetracked and say, well, maybe vlogging from the Trini perspective in Grenada is something that might capture people's attention, but then you've made a firm commitment to reaction videos. So are you tempted at times to kind of stray over, or I'm focused on music and reaction videos?
The temptation is always there. But like I said before, I think it's once you love what you do. I think that's the number one thing. Once you love what you do, you will stick to it. And your comments, you listen to your supporters and that, and you realize what makes sense. Maybe you should stay with this. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Yeah, so it's definitely a commitment. It's definitely a commitment.
And that's crucial what you've pointed out there. And any content creator listening to this, your commenters, they could really guide the direction of your channel in terms of, hey, focus on this. Come back with this particular artist that you're doing a reaction to. When you got into reaction videos, you had absolutely no idea what software to use, what camera. You had never edited a video up to that point in time?
I literally am. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm pretty sure I downloaded over 40 to 50 apps, just seeing which one I like more and deleted the rest. and just stuck with it. It took time.
It's amazing what you've accomplished in that short space of time. But the quality of the work, even from your early videos there, it would suggest a lot of research really going into it. I could see the sound effects, your intro and whatnot. So let's talk a little bit about how you go about recording your reaction videos and what software you're using, what's the tools. You could give me a little sense of your gear and your setup.
Yeah, sure thing, man. I don't like editing on computers, and I know that sounds crazy, but I think it's because how I started, and I think this is good encouragement for anyone who wants to start now. If your phone is a potato, you can actually do so much with it. You don't have to have the best equipment. Presently, I have a blue mic, and you know it's a blue mic, right? I have a blue mic. It's not the greatest mic on earth, but it's okay. It's down to you filtering, it's down to you editing, getting the best sound quality. Sometimes you have to tweak. But the good part is after you use it approximately 8-9 times, you kind of know the settings you need to go to. You kind of know the levels you need to go to. So apps I would recommend to persons are things like, there's Logpit, Logpit. It's an app where you make thumbnails. A very, very, very important factor in your YouTube videos, I promise you. If your thumbnails are not on top, you're going to have problems. As far as editing, I would recommend an app. It will seem a little complicated at first, but I promise you can make magic with it. It's called KineMaster. It is absolutely superb in my opinion. I would always recommend persons pay for it. And the reason I'm saying that is the free version, which you can use, you will have a watermark on that, right? And there's something, I'm also strange, so forgive me. There's also something I want to say with paying for apps. It's not much. You should pay for it because let me tell you something. Generally speaking, what I've noticed as well, in the Caribbean, just being honest, I think we're not taken seriously as creators or talented persons. No, we can give fuel to that fire by not being as professional as possible. What I mean by that is, if you take the free app, you're going to have the watermark. Remove the watermark. Pay to have the watermark removed. Present it the best you can. It doesn't have to be the best in the world, but always give your best. You know? Because I promise you, we have a lot of talented people here, and we can more than do this thing. I promise you. Look at your competition, see how you could outdo them, and just press on. But yeah, KineMaster, Logpit, that's the two main apps you're going to need. I think you should, as a starter, I definitely recommend that. And invest in a blue mic. It's called BLUE, Blue. Get one of those mics and just edit your stuff.
Okay. And the actual recording of the videos, these reaction videos, you're sitting in front of your computer, you're using some sort of software like OBS system.
I'm very familiar with OBS, but no. I believe it's every laptop has it. You have a natural screen recording on it, right? This is going to sound confusing. I'm going to say, just try to stay with. Now, you screen record, yeah? Up here, you have your camera or your phone, whatever, right? What you have to do with the two pieces of software is synchronize them after and edit them accordingly. So you have to synchronize your audio, your voice to you speaking. That's why I said at the start, it's not how it looks, it's how you present it. Because persons think you just done and it's done. I promise you, I could record 20 videos in a day. I could take a week to edit one video, you know. So that software for the recording itself is actually built into any laptop for starters. You can do that right there. I think it's called the X folder. It's called the, actually, if you hold on the window key and G, it's the Xbox app thing. It's built into the system and you screen record.
You have your camera running, which in your case, is that your phone or a webcam?
Well, not webcam, a camera. But before it was my phone. So
okay, yeah. So you have your camera doing your recording, you have your screen recorder, and then afterwards you're going to drop that into one of your mobile.
KineMaster.
And you edit those videos on your phone?
That is correct. No one believes me. That is correct.
Wow.
Until some person actually saw me doing it, they're like, you really do that on your phone? I said, yeah.
That is extraordinary because just me thinking about it, I mean, I edit on Premiere Pro, the video editor. I moved through a number of different video editors, and I'm thinking about the quality of work. But do you have certain shots as well where you key out your background and you have text and is changing background colors. You're doing all that in your phone mobile app.
Correct. Yeah. I know.
That's extraordinary work. But I mean, that's off the top of my head. It sounds like it'll be extremely time consuming. So,
It is.
wow. How long? Let's say there's a 5-minute song, for example, and you react to that. It might probably take you about 15 minutes, pausing, talking, giving you, yeah. And when you drop that into your mobile app, how long on average, with the skill you've developed now in 2023, how long it may take you to produce one of those videos?
It really depends on what it is, because there are certain songs that I like to bring data from other videos into. Some clips from different persons or different pictures and all of that.
Oh yeah, I saw the Tony Stark reference in one of your videos.
Yeah, exactly. But basically, it could take about 2 hours. It could take about 2 hours.
Okay.
But then there are videos that could take 5 hours, 6 hours.
I would have never for a second imagined that you were editing those videos on your phone. What you're able to accomplish on your phone is extraordinary. I can't dream about even trying it. And hats off to you and the success that you've accomplished in this space of 3 years, because I've been on YouTube for since about 2008, posting inconsistently. And it's only in the last 2 years I've started to pick up some traction on the channel. So for you to launch out into something that you've had kind of no background knowledge on, you've done your homework, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. So when we think about 2023 and where you are now with your journey, what you would say is one of the biggest obstacles facing you as a Caribbean-based content creator?
There's a monetization issue. Okay, presently I'm looking for editors for the same issue we were just discussing. I'm in two minds because I'm not sure persons could actually put my heart in some editing, so I'm not sure if I can actually get people to do it. But the biggest issue with me with that is I'm not seeing any Trinidadian editors. Like, I'm looking at Fiverr, for example. Fiverr's where you can hire persons and that. And I find that to be an obstacle because I know there's a lot of talent back home, but I'm not seeing anybody. So I see that as an issue, definitely, because editing your stuff, it's yourself, as fun as it is, as it's your whole heart and your soul, it is time consuming. Because right now I'm not even joking, I have probably 20 videos to edit, at least, and it's because it takes so long, so I can literally put a video out every day. Now I can do that now, but then it will take away from the quality because I have to rush. You understand? So that's so 2023. I would say that's one of the issues I'm facing right now. Yeah.
And I know, to compound it, I know when I reached out to you and to remind you about this meeting, you mentioned that you were putting your son to sleep.
Correct.
So correct. If you don't mind me asking, how old is your son?
He is 3 months old.
3 months old. First baby. All right. Well, first of all, congratulations like that. And I'm thinking about my own experience as a father and content creator. How has the dynamics changed in terms of this new addition to the family?
Right. Yeah. Well, of course, he is king now, so everything's around him. Yeah. A lot of persons ask me that as well. The good part is it doesn't affect my sleep too much because I'm a person, I don't actually sleep much due to editing. Like, I'm accustomed being up anyway. So, but as far as that, he's the greatest thing happened to me, man. Like, ever, man. Like, you don't even know.
Like, congratulations. It's a wonderful experience. And I think when you enter certain chapters in your life, content creation, you become a dad, you become a husband, whatever it may be, it kind of opens your eyes to new dimensions in even the work you're doing with creativity.
Correct.
So that's amazing. What issues do you tend to come up with these reaction videos and copyright claims on your videos? Like, I would usually hear people tell me, hey, if you're doing a reaction video, try not to play more than 20 seconds of the songs to get copyright claims. So what's some tips you could share along those lines in terms of avoiding pitfalls like that?
Sure thing. I heard that before, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, then there was 7 seconds. I will tell you from my experience, there's no time limit. There are artists and companies that it will automatically give you a copyright claim. No, it's not a copyright strike. That's a different thing. That affects your channel. But you get copyright claims as a reactor most of the time. I would say probably 90% of my videos, I get them. However, where you can actually, there's a section you can Like give a rebuttal per se. So you write something neat. I just explain to them, look, I'm not trying to say that it's my music, it's constructive criticism. I hope you would reconsider. If they don't agree to it, it's okay. What they will do is they will keep any ad revenue that's coming in or anything like that. If they do, some of them will share the ad revenue 50-50 and the others will just say, yeah, go ahead, it's fine. What I'll say is, even if they say, look, we're still going to keep the copyright claim active, you are okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting hiccups. You're okay as a creator. If you get copyright strikes, then you have to worry about it. But copyright claims are okay. The only thing that would affect you, what affects me personally, is if they block the video. Because I think all my work and no one's even going to see it. Listen, man, you can keep all the money you're going to make on it. Just show my video. You know what I mean? I won't turn on my video. So I'm saying, don't worry about the copyright claims. It is a myth. The 7 seconds, that's a myth. Maybe it was true before, but YouTube is so smart now. The algorithm is it's like a living thing. It reads well into it. So don't believe that. I can tell you that firsthand. Don't believe that. I'm full of copyright claims. But there are artists, when they get familiar with you, they realize, oh, you're doing it. No, they look at your stuff as well, by the way. I should let you know. They actually look at your stuff. They tend to release it. I have some names here that I deal with, some huge artists. And they tend to release the stuff for me. They're like, yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm not going to call the names on, but yeah, they get familiar with you. So it's a very interesting experience.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because there's some names that I see recurring on your channel in terms of artists that you're reviewing.
Yes.
And what was the most interesting experience you've had come up in terms of you review a song and the artist reach out to you? There's a name I remember, McDonald, that you have a lot of.
Oh yeah, Tom McDonald.
Yeah.
Tom McDonald. Yeah. I never. And by the way, that's another thing. I learned of him through persons in my comments. I never knew this person. I never knew about this person. And his music is pretty interesting. It's pretty thought-provoking, to say the least. He has points of views, and he will put things out there and let you see what you want to believe, basically. And he's actually a very cool person as well. That's what I would say. He's a very cool person. He's very cool.
Yeah. Have you interacted with anyone through your reaction videos?
I have.
Fantastic.
I don't want to name drop, but I have.
I understand totally, sir. And talk to me a little bit about, like your motivation to keep going. Has there been any particular event that has made you actually think about stopping your work as a content creator?
There was a period of time I was. When could I say? This was probably after let's say about 9 months when I started. I don't know if it's the videos I was choosing or the songs, but I was just getting blocked from all regions, blocked from most regions. And when they say a block from most regions, literally there's like 2 regions, just 2 regions, man, in the world. I'm blocked, and I was like, what's going on here? I was like, this and that. And then I just stopped I think I stopped for like 2 weeks. I didn't put out anything for 2 weeks. And I started to get messages in. Persons were messaging me, my Instagram and stuff. Like, where are you? We miss you, man. Come back. And I was like, wow, they care, man. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, this is something. Every day I got messages in check this out. How you doing, man? Congrats on your son. How's your son? It's really, yeah. But that's what it was blocking me. It was like, nah, man. This is. Because I promise you, after you take 3-4 hours to edit a video and the channel is blocked, it hits you a little different. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm going to repeat it again. You have to love what you do. You have to love this, or you're going to not do it. I promise you. Don't come in this thinking, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, or oh, I'm going to be famous. So I mean, everyone has a different motivations, but I think the main thing you have to do is love this. You have to. You're not going to make it if you don't. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I fully endorse that point there, because, I think my love for it is so great as well, that sometimes even if I stop and it's a 2-3 month period, and I've stopped for longer than that already, that I would just find myself returning to it because I love it. Like you talked about monetization. And at times, when here's what my experience is, right? And you're free to kind of comment on this and share your experience. Sure. I quickly realized that I need to be concerned about monetization when it came to investing in new gear. I couldn't take. I didn't want anything, but when I thought maybe about like, hey, what if I wanted a good webcam to have this this conversation with Aaron and just make it look better than the internal webcam that I'm using here. And then I say, I shouldn't be dipping into my personal finances. I have a newborn child. So and then I need to be generating revenue, and then you realize what? Okay, the YouTube revenue isn't sufficient to say that I could maintain a family on it. I could invest in the gear that I actually want. So I have passed through periods of kind of thinking about quitting for that reason. But then I realized that that is not the driving force behind what I do.
Right.
Yes, we would all love upgrades. You would love to hire an editor, which I think
Correct.
is there's a part of you that has to, and me, that has to kind of let go, because I have 20 videos sitting down as well. And maybe with a newborn, child, you'll tell yourself, well, okay, this might go from 20 to 40 videos. And
Correct.
yeah, there's a part of you that really needs to let go of that and say, okay, I could hire an editor, but I also want to turn my attention to monetization, to invest in gear, and to be able to hire an editor, guilt free, so to say. That point of monetization, is there any other forms of revenue you give consideration to as a content creator other than YouTube?
Okay, other than YouTube.
Yes, so say like the form of sponsored videos, or working with maybe artists, or promoting particular events.
Yeah, actually, I was looking into a few things, because there are actually quite a few options out there. I've come to understand. Because, for example, monetization, as you know, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And there are persons who don't have this, and they're actually generating a lot of money off of YouTube. And because there's things like Patreon, there are things like as you said, sponsors and that. And there's a few things I'm actually looking into right now, but I am taking my time with it. I'm kind of interested in Patreon because, again, I've had supporters message me and like, listen, man, we're willing to pay to see your stuff. And I'm like, it blows your mind, But I'm looking at that right now, Patreon, to be honest with you. And I think that's probably a better, from what I'm seeing, it's looking like a better thing than even ad revenue, believe it or not.
And I'm curious to what the situation might be like in Grenada, if it's any different to Trinidad, because when people similarly have messaged me about Patreon, PayPal, and then when I go to sign up for it, I realize that, based on the region we are in, that I can't actually collect via PayPal or Patreon. So I don't know if some of the same obstacles along those lines exist for you in where you're based.
I
in
didn't
Grenada.
actually sign up for it as yet, but that's interesting, and that's very possible because if that's the situation there, it's more than likely the situation here. So I had to look at that and see what's going on with that. That's interesting. That's interesting to know. That's good to know. I might look at that tonight.
Yeah. And any thoughts on like merchandising videos? I mean, I love the beginning of your videos where they say Bar Miztah family.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. There's a part of your bio where I don't remember how it's worded exactly, but you talk about being, it has something to do with about being unique or different in your YouTube bio. I should have jotted down a note about it. But you talk about fearlessly different or something like that. But anyway.
I think I know what you're talking about. I wrote that years ago, but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And the point I wanted to draw here is that you have a very distinct personality, editing style. I think you are very unique, amazing creator, and I'm not just saying that because we're chatting here. You stand out as different. And that is an element that, I mean, what you are doing, again, to touch on that point again of mobile app editing, fantastic work.
I appreciate that.
Fantastic work. And to see, I think, when you look at, I am always thrilled to see when people invest in themselves in terms of time. I could imagine the amount of hours that have gone into your research and editing experience. And I really appreciate it as from one content creator to another. Yeah.
As I tell people, sometimes when most persons are sleeping, I'm up working. I promise you. I promise you.
I would imagine. Okay, so what we could do is we could probably, because we run out of time on the Zoom call here. What are some, in closing, what are some practical tips that you have for a content creator who is thinking about entering the YouTube space and making reaction videos?
Sure thing. Love what you do. Please love what you do. Love what you do. Be consistent. If it's once a day, once a week, once a month. Just to stick it real quick, that's actually helped my channel in the first year because I was very consistent in my first year. Very, very consistent. But of course, life, So, okay, love what you do, be consistent, and I would say, be yourself. Definitely be yourself. Man. Definitely be yourself.
Well, Mr. Bar Miztah, is there
Sure.
anything we haven't touched on about your YouTube journey that you would like to chat about before we go?
I think we've chatted about anything, but persons can feel free to reach out to me if they have any questions, if they have any, like they need some advice or something. It's all good, man. And I would like to see more Trinidadians as well involved in YouTube. And I think we should try to collab as much as possible. I think we're going to get much further with that, to be honest with you. I really look forward to meeting some content creators. So don't be scared to reach out to me, man.
Are you ever in Trinidad?
I am going to be there soon. Actually, I was talking about it just today. Funny enough, just today I was talking about it because I actually missed the zoo. I want to go see this. I want to check out the zoo again. I love the zoo, so I'm gonna come down and I miss the zoo.
All right,
so
great.
come down there soon. Man.
Well, do me a favor. When you come to Trinidad, you have my phone number. Please reach out to me.
Of course.
Yeah. I look forward to meeting you, man. And what I would do for the listeners who are interested in checking out your channel, I would put the links in the show notes to your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and folks know where they could find you.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you for your time, sir, and congratulations again on the birth of your son.
Thanks, man.